encouraging you, hit that purple heart to follow, subscribe if you're so inclined. If you think it's time, drop the prime. Anything that you can do to support our mission to grow the game of Smash around the world is certainly appreciated. But enough of the shilling. Let's get the fighting. Welcome to Green Finals here at Sumabato 51, call sign twitch.tv/VGBootCamp. Asimo, Acola, game number 1 on small battlefield.
Both of these players have already started swinging. Not 10 seconds has gone, and Asimo's already connected with Smash. Acola's trying to swing at him and has only done 13%. It's not what we were expecting out of these two, but the match is still very much in its infancy. As we continue on, it's Asimo who's getting these early combos. Acola just going to be mining off of the side of the stage. Could have sat there for a little longer if we really wanted to camp him out to build some resources, but this is a man of fight. He's going to do the short throw US and not get punished, but it's still a massive punish from Acola. Thank God you made it back before the blocks were there.
Yeah, no, that's that could have been tragic. And we're seeing a lot of wood in the inventory of Acola, and you know that you're not going to be able to get the job done with just that. Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, we saw the same thing. We just reeled back. I saw us do some actual gasping and clenching. So we're going to go to the first stock of the match belongs to Acola. Well done to take it off of the side, but Asimo following in short order, and with 5 and change remaining, we are down to 2 stocks apiece. Steve and Ryu going at it. I mean, how else was this going to end, really, Artrix?
No. It was gonna be a nail biter no matter which way, and we can see it already from the first stock. This is just a preview of the set which we were about to see. A reminder that Acola is on the loser side of things, so if he wants to take this grands, we're gonna see 2 sets between these two. Asimo hoping in his heart of hearts that he only needs to do it in 1. So both these players are going to just be going at each other for it, especially in the first match. If you can get stage pick in a set like this, Asimo's definitely working his way towards it, setting up the jab off of the forward air is exceptional, finding that show you what seemed to be the perfect percent.
Yeah, and Acola certainly looking to make up for the disappointment that Acola experienced at Supernova, for sure, because that was one of those tournaments that he was really looking forward to doing a little bit more, and then all of a sudden, just that Mars set happened, and it's just ridiculous happening on this very channel, nonetheless. So a measure of redemption, in one way or another, certainly would be nice to do so at the expense of the person who finished, what was it, 4th in that tournament, Asimo?
He did incredibly well. I think he definitely top 4. Whoop.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, and we're seeing now Acola putting in that work, utilizing the resources necessary in order to get it, but it's not going to be enough against Asimo, who takes game number 1, and Asimo 2 games away from taking down the pinnacle of the Smash world.
It was an exceptional chase down in order to get that last stock. You were seeing the down to Mount Asimo knowing that he wasn't going to get the Shoryu off of that first one, so he had to do that quick little dash forward, get a second one to confirm that kill. So an exceptional show of just how much this man knows about Ryu's combo routes. He only plays this character. There's plenty of Shotas in this game, which a lot of the other Shota mains like to bounce around between. Asimo is Ryu. This is his man, and as we go to Final Destination, it's going to be interesting to see how this matchup goes without those platforms for Asimo to build off of.
I mean, Asimo, we were talking about, you know, perhaps a coming into form, coming of age, however you might want to describe it, certainly is, if nothing else, a baptism by fire in more ways than one when you're going up against Acola. Final Destination, especially. This is the stage that you want if you are a fighter. However, and the impetus of that, though, right, Artrix, is that you're not having any platforms. But guess what? You're fighting someone who makes their own platforms at will. Makes their own caves of life at will, can mine their resources while you just stand there holding your fists at will. Oh my goodness, but almost getting the KO. Beautiful DI from Acola, but you know, those resources come in more than just squares, don't they, Artrix?
There's many more to see from. You can see a little bar of resources that he has. That anvil being one of the strongest, just dropping down on the head of Asimo. It was insane to see how well Asimo is
Oh,
playing around Acola's disadvantage. It's a combination of Ashimo's disadvantage when he's getting hit by Acola. It just seems that he's never really falling into the same combos that we've seen every other player fall into. There hasn't been any big zero deaths. There haven't been any massive combo strings outside of like your usual up tilt up tilt. He just continues to get out of it somehow, and then is able to find all of these stocks where he needs them. Just every time Acola is air dodging out, he's running up with those down tilts. It's how we netted that first stock. If we can build up a little more percent, I can almost guarantee it's how we'll find the second and third. Not able to bounce into that block there, unfortunately, but Asimo, only a little bit more damage on there. 60% is nothing when you're Ryu if you can get a couple of fireballs, but it really is about holding on to that stock now.
yeah, you're right about Asimo being able to exploit the air dodges, but I do kind of wonder, Artrix, that has to have a shelf life. Eventually, Acola is going to catch on, and certainly nothing that anyone can do about that little poke from the anvil. Just a little teensy tiny poke. 2 stocks to 1 now for Acola, and regardless of what you might say about who's been really controlling the pace of this match, I have to think that if Asimo has been getting so much out of the mistakes of Acola, how much mileage does it really have? Because Acola is going to figure it out eventually, and may well do so before the end of this game as we go to 1 stock apiece.
It truly is up to Asimo at this point to kind of continue to put on the pressure, as scary as it might be, while Acola has Diamond in his hands, but you need to keep the pressure on to stop him from mining. You can see the shotgun that's continually coming out, fireball across the block of the bottom of this stage. It's the only place where Acola is able to mine besides off of the stage with blocks, but that's not kind of how Acola plays. Acola plays like this. We set up a wall, but we are not keeping ourselves safe from Asimo just jumping over it. There were only 2 blocks there, so we had the space to just use 1 jump to send over, hit him with a quick hit, 2-piece to get him off of the stage. The percentages are almost even now. It's Ashimo's job to set up this kill. A jab with this amount of rage could potentially be it. There it is!
It's going to get the jab into the DP. Asimo showing just a little bit more emotion than you would expect, and all of a sudden, 1 game away.
It's happening, bro. I genuinely cannot believe that it's happening. This is something that, as a viewer of Japanese Smash for so long, we have been waiting for. Not just to watch Asimo beat Acola, but to watch him win a major of this level. You can see Acola kind of sitting there shaking his head. He's like, how did I let him get away with that? It's always jab, show you. But I dropped my shield after the first jab. I forgot about the second one. And now you might just have to forget about your chances of going to a second set if we can't lock in and start to find these hits and find these combos and find these kill confirms that we had against every other player, because Asimo continues to get away from them besides those first 15 seconds. Already at 100%. Acola is looking a little more scary now. I don't know what he switched up. That little shake of the head must have been everything.
Asimo, the quintessential Ryu, staring down M. Bison. Yes, the M stands for Minecraft in this instance. And we are looking at game number 3. Asimo just throwing out the punches, still at a disadvantage, 121 to 62, but getting the parry and getting damage off of that. Follow up with the Hadouken. And Asimo, all of a sudden looking real good, and a punch to the back. Check your neck, says Asimo. 2 stocks to 3.
This is what happens when Acola isn't able to get his kill confirms. He's doing such a good job to build up damage, and but you need to find that last hit, because if you build up a lot of damage on it, especially Ryu, you are giving that man rage. All he has to do is jab check you once, and then the Shoryu will pop out. It's killing Acola at around 80s and 90s of percent. It is very dangerous, and Anvil going to be catching that air dodge, so we were able to stop the bleeding for a little bit, but Asimo is already straight back in there with these down tilts. The pressure does not stop. You cannot alleviate it. There is no valve to turn this man off, because he wants this win.
Asimo going to keep on with the pressure, and no wall being made there by Acola, so Asimo was able to, at the very least, make Acola interact, but it kind of makes you wonder how, oh my goodness. Okay, Asimo is at the very least mitigating the damage, right? And we're seeing Acola get up to triple digits, but what do you have with those weapons? You're not able to get that KO. It's just a little bit harder without the diamond. Still able to get it, and 2 stocks to 1 now. But for how long, Artrix?
Oh
Oh my goodness!
my god, what was that? What did he hit him with? Was that the grab? Was it just the grab?
Put him into Waluigi pinball real fast, and if you had 2 seconds as your answer to my question, then congrats, you're a winner. We are at 1 stock each. Game 3, Acola, the reigning king. Asimo, the challenger, is going to get caught with the back air on the pickaxe, and Acola survives a test in game number 3. And Artrix, it was a test indeed.
He was finally able to find the kill move like we've been asking for past 2 games. It's that back air, man. He built up the damage. He forced Asimo into a position where he had to jump over, and you let that move swing. One of the best back airs in the game. I'm confident saying best. The only other back air I can think that even comes close is Cloud's. When Cloud swings it all the time, it looks pretty cool. But when Steve does it, it's a bit more scary.
Yeah, and the thing is about fighting, no matter what it is, whether you're talking about Muay Thai or sumo wrestling or indeed Shotokan karate, if you have your opponent on the ropes, you do not let up. Is Acola picking themselves off of the canvas? Is he perhaps crafting a victory here in grand finals? You need 2 more wins in order to get that reset, but Asimo looking to stay on the offensive as Acola tries to mine resources. Hadokens to the face, 45% built up for Asimo, who is going to just stay there and mine off of their own block. You gotta love, again, you gotta love the commitment to the stratagem from Acola. At the same time, I can understand perhaps someone watching this and being just a little bit frustrated by the prospect.
The problem in this situation is, I mean, Asimo has the percentage. That can't be understated, but from seeing what Acola is doing to the man right now, might be able to advantage check. Atatsu's coming through, takes the stock, but we saw from that start that Acola has activated #1 player mode. He has activated the camp. You could see it before when he was camping off the side. You could see before when he was building the blocks and not interacting. But look at Ashimo's damage. Only 45. Even with all that camping and all that time Acola spent in that first minute of the match not interacting, it's that lack of interaction that has brought us to this lead. Asimo has barely taken a lick of damage, and Acola's stock is well past gone.
Yeah, and you're still able to mine the resources. That's the whole thing, is that you are still having to deal with Steve and everything that entails, and now Steve has Diamond. So what is it that you're going to do? Keep him from getting to that top platform. Everything that you can possibly do in order to keep that from happening. But, oh, look at that. He's able to get the back air. Sets up the table and gets the diamond, and all of a sudden, you are in the danger zone if you are Asimo. But you're still fighting through, still got a full stock lead. You at the very least have a little bit of room to go on the offensive. You have a little bit of room to roll the dice. But what comes up when you do, Asimo? Do you have the guts to find out? The anvil to the face. Artrix, this is precarious, man. I don't know about this.
It's a very scary looking situation, but if there is one player in this world who can keep it with the patience of Acola, it would be Asimo. Unfortunately, you could see there he just wanted to dash into the blocks, but when you run into them and splat yourself against the wall, you're putting those couple of frames of end lag. Acola was able to get an F smash off of that. You still have this lead, but you don't have the rage to work with now. This is where it becomes scary, because Acola is much more ready to take the stock before you are.
Yeah, and you got the diamond on deck as well, but you still have the Tatsu to break through these walls. That's what happens. I mean, you talk about the German methodology in soccer. It's about controlling the game. And how do you do that? You control the ball. If you're able to play defense by controlling the pace of the game, you can do anything. And Ryu Asimo, 1 stock away from history being made at the expense of the world #1.
It's insane to think about that in the last interaction, which took the stock. They both swung at each other with their back end, and somehow reused one just because of the timing and the spacing that Asimo was able to present. The fact that we are sitting here 1 stock between creating history where Ryu is winning a tournament and Asimo is being Acola. There's 2 little titles you can put on yourself from 1 stock. It's just 1 stock. How hard could it be? Right, guys?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's all it is, but then again, that last stock,
How hard could it be?
it's always the hardest, and Acola sitting in the back. Sinister as he is, this Steve has crushed the hopes of so many players before Asimo. Will Asimo break the cycle? Here at Sumabato, 51 is one stock away from doing so. Fishing on that down tilt, eventually connects, not able to get a combo off of it, but still piling on damage at 90%. Is this the moment, Artrix?
Might just be, Stuart. Might just be. It's for any other player, you would think in this moment that it's a test of patience.
Oh my
Asimo
goodness!
just not being patient enough. Acola out of his seat off of that spike. You could see Asimo doing his best to try and DI into those blocks for that one last tech potential. But it's Acola in that last hit situation with a double edge guard, actually, between those last two games. Catching Ashimo's recovery, it's one of those positions of weaknesses for the character. It's difficult to see because in that last stock where Asimo was kind of ahead, you would really, really feel like you need to be more patient. You need to be sitting back. You need to wait for a call to come to you. You need to throw fireballs. Ashimo kept his foot on the gas. He kept pushing forward, and it worked for him for the most part until you went off stage. And then Acola took the entire game from under you.
It worked when the Steve didn't have Diamond, which Steve
True.
did for like the last 2-3 minutes of that game. So you're doing well in order to get to this point. However, you lost that because Steve's buttons are just better than yours. Like, he's going to get everything he wants, no matter what. And he's going to get the resources in order to do that. Like, that is the game plan. If you want to, get those 2 stocks, you're more than welcome to them. But you still have to do the work afterwards. You have to contend with everything that I get with relatively low commitment, with relatively little danger to that Steve and now Asimo, bringing it to a game 5, or I should say Acola bringing it to a game 5 situation. Asimo still 1 game away. Can they cross the plateau? Can they finally make history as a solo Ryu winning a super major?
I mean, there's a reason why this game here decides history, because it has never been done. The reason it's never been done is because it's so hard. Asimo is working so hard to just find this stock, continues to swing Acola within his arms, but not one of them was able to read into a Shoryu. Acola is still holding on to this first stock, even though it felt like there were many, many times where it should be gone.
We're seeing now Acola still doing that work and is going to get caught with the uppercut. All of a sudden, it's 2 stocks apiece. Asimo not going quietly into the night, but Acola could certainly say the same thing. You clutched up the last 2 games, and as we know, Artrix, the greats clutch up in game 4.
I feel like I blinked and suddenly Asimo has the lead again. This is just what this player is able to do against Acola. It's not the first time they fought. It won't be the last time they fought. It could be a first time that we've seen him take a major off of Acola, though. There are firsts that are going into this one, avoiding the down smash. Luckily that was just a misplay on Acola's side. There was nothing Asimo could do to avoid it if he was able to line that one up. But you can count your lucky stars that you're still holding on to this stock, because it is rage. It is rage in that foot as the back air swings. We're again in this position where Asimo has rage, has a caller on a last stock, has the potential to make history. You just have to lock in.
Rage in his foot, a flame in his heart. Asimo looking to close it out here and now, and the wall at the ledge.
No,
minecart going to put. Oh my goodness, caging him. Oh, Artrix, my boy.
Devastated. I'm devastated. Asimo is. If he's not devastated in that moment right now, you have to lock back in. Yes, you got hit with the funny shenanigans. That is what this character does. It has to be the focus and the content of Asimo as he tries to go for a potential shield break or a stun off of the fully charged focus there on that top platform, which actually, if it was fully charged, wouldn't have gone through the shield?
I kind of wonder, but then again, we're talking about, okay, gets the trade, nothing with the minecart that time. You're still getting the knockback that you need, and now Steve at 108%, but you're at 103. You've got the diamond, but you've got your fist. What can you do? I cannot believe that hit. We are at 123. Asimo surviving, but having to contend with it. Gets the uppercut. Asimo! Down goes Acola! Asimo is your Sumabato 51 champion!
You can see how much it means to the man. He is off of his seat, head in his hands. I don't know how he's still alive, but he was able to take that miracle and make 2 more miracles happen. Ryu winning a major and Asimo beating Acola. 3 miracles in one in just span of a few seconds. It is insane. You can see how much it means to the man. Look at him. Look at him. He's happy. He's happy.
Asimo,
Shout outs. Oh my god. I'm
absolutely.
on the
I
floor.
mean, the emotion on that man's face must be nothing compared to what is going on in that man's head right now. Getting it, winning those first 2 games, and putting yourself into the position to succeed. But boy, oh boy, did he leave it late. Asimo doing so well. The world warrior indeed. Traveling to Supernova, traveling to Europe, and now back home in Japan, going into Kansai and taking home the title at Sumabato 51 and doing it against the #1 in the world to boot. That is what it means to be a fighter.
Taking that applause, man, because you have earned it. Sitting in the winner's side this entire tournament, taking out big names like Yoshi and the biggest name of all, Acola, to claim this title. This is one for the history books, man. If Asimo went like top 10, top 5 this season, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. He is one of the best players currently in this game, and there is no signs of him stopping.
I mean, say whatever you would like. That is a man. Oh, I mean, he earned it. He went through. I mean, you had to travel through heaven and hell to get to this title, and Acola, to the kid's credit, the guy did not go away. Stuck to the game plan. Really thought that what he could bring to the table was enough, and was able to lean on the character's strengths for sure, but also bring about some of his own, knowing that some of those things would KO. And the fact that we saw that thing almost KO, that ranged up smash, whatever the heck that was. There you go, Asimo. Honestly, pop off, kid. You did some work in order to get this victory. And Asimo, it is hard to say that he did not deserve it.
Bro, I got the goofiest smile on my face right now. I'm so happy for this boy. You have no idea how many times I've had to see Asimo in the grand final side of things and just have it stolen from underneath him from Acola. He's been at this for so long, because the list of people who have taken sets of Acola, that list is short. The list of people who have taken tournaments off of Acola is even smaller. Like, Acola is one of those players that even if he does end up in the loser side of things, more often than not, he'll just come back and win it. Like from the loser side all the way up into grands. He does not care. But today was a day where the man has shown that little bit of weakness, and that's all we need to see. That slight weakness, the slight amounts of stress, and Asimo showing off all the strength he has had from going around from across every single sea to every single scene, getting as much experience as he can in this game that he loves. And the fruits of his labor have shone today in this game 5 that we just saw. It's good. I don't know. There's no words to say. I can't. He did it.
No, I'm with you. I mean, look, was it not Sun Tzu who wrote in the Art of War, know yourself, know your enemies, 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. We saw a very studied, very prepared Asimo go in, taking games 1 and 2, and really, I mean, call it what you will. Acola did win those games 3 and 4. It was a little bit of shenaniganry, absolutely, on the last stock, but it really did feel like a climactic moment, especially when you come up to that game 5. You saw that red splash screen when Acola hit him with that. It looked like it hit him from like 2 platforms up. That thing was nuts.
The last hit of the up smash was insane. It was disgusting.
Yeah, but no matter what, that is just what you have to do. You're knocked onto the floor by Ivan Drago. Rocky has to get back up and keep swinging no matter what. And that's just what you have to do. I mean, Asimo's giving that speech right now. If I can change and you can change, you already know, man. But, I mean, this is what it means to be a fighter. No matter whether you're in Smash, whether you're in contact sports, whether you're in regular sports, you train, you prepare, you have your fists your wits, and your dreams, and you use those first two to fight for the third. You're willing to do that, you can beat anything you want, including Sumabato, champion. Congratulations to Asimo for certain. A wonderful second place by Acola. I know that's not exactly the result that he wanted, but it's still a result. You're still doing that work. And goodness gracious, I mean, what can you even say about Akakukisu? Like, the guy is just Akakikusu, excuse me. This kid is something special and showed it, putting Aquila into losers in the first place and then making a run into winners final. And yeah, Akakikusu, that is not the last time you are going to be hearing that name. It may very well, however, Artrix, be the last time you hear me pronounce it correctly.
We hear you pronounce it incorrectly. The man's gonna
I
an entire
tried to
talk
keep
with
a
him
straight
in it.
face.
Done
I
well.
really
He's
did.
done well. No, you've done beautifully on all the names, and also beautifully on the. I think it's our first time commentating together. I will say, Sue, the announcer, not just an announcer, also a commentator. Kind of going hard in the ultimate commentary. Thank you. Doing well.
Absolutely.
I have to bring up a message from chat while I'm busy complimenting my co-caster that it might just be like the week or the month of Ryu right now, because he did recently win the Street Fighter 6 tournament major as well, if I'm not mistaken. The same major over in Europe, which I think a lot of the other Smash players have traveled over to. So Ryu's stocks, they be on the rise. The only thing left for the man that he's missing out on is a bit of confetti to celebrate that epic win. Which being said, now it's time the confetti story. You promised the confetti story. When someone takes a game off of Steve, what happens?
Oh yeah, the confetti flies out. Absolutely. And I
Mhm.
happened to be there at Supernova for that to happen. I was the MC for Melee that year and was for the past 3. It was something it was something to behold, is what I will say. And being in production when that happened. In fact, a good friend of mine, friend of the channel's Ajax, a commentator from New England, and is now doing great work on the development side of things. Yeah, Ajax took a video of what happened behind the scenes, and took a video of the confetti going off, and you just see one of the production people. Wasn't the person who did it? It was actually an individual named Tyson, who was our A1, our audio guy. Just turns around, and you can see it on the video. It's just like,
he's like, "Oh Lord, what have I?"
I'm there. I'm like, did you do this? Did you do this?
Did you get like rubbing your dog's head in the mistake that he's made? You just eating your sandwich.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. It's like, oh god, like honestly, it feels like watching your dog eat chocolate. It's just like,
oh yeah,
no, like, oh my god, this is gonna cost me so much. It's gonna cost me at the very least my day. No, but it turned out it was not that guy. But the in joke became that Tyson doesn't get to touch anything anymore because you don't want to set off the confetti. So that that has been the joke.
Privileges, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's been the sound guy for a while now. He's lost all those privileges, but he was not the guy who wound up setting off the confetti. It was the director of the program who, I mean, he said, you know what, it made Smash history, did it not? And that in itself is undeniable. Gotta say.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
So
thank you very much for that story. I love that. I love it. It's such a and there's a lot of moments in history that we're seeing witness to today. Not only the fun and extra story of the confetti moment from Smash Fest. Sorry, what is it called? I forget. Smash Cards.
It was called Supernova, and it always has been. You can't prove otherwise.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Supernova. Right. You're right. You're so correct. Yeah, my bad.
There you go. But no, I figure at the very least, you know, tie it into a little bit of VGBootCamp lore, something that you would see on the other side of the pond since we were doing stuff for Japan. So, very glad that I was able to share that story, and I'm very glad that I was able to share this tournament with you all. Thank you so much for watching. I can't believe after all this time traveling from Philadelphia down to Maryland, down to Xanadu, interfacing with people, it took me staying up all night to get onto a top 8 at VG Bootcamp, but I got there nonetheless, and Artrix, I could not have asked for a better commentary partner for this journey. Thank you so much. Please tell me where the good people can follow you on social media.
In any of the places, we're on the Twitter with Artrix_SSB. Do a bit of Twitch streams as well under Artrix8_. You can probably find me on either of those socials. But at the end of the day, if you want to see me commentating good matches, this is the stream to do it on VGBC. If you haven't yet followed, be sure to do so. This is where all the Smash action is. And the Stew action, whereabouts is that at?
Oh, the Stew action.
The Stew
that
action?
goes on
Stew the
on
action?
Twitter. Yeah, on Twitter, on Twitch, and on Instagram at Stu, S-T-U, the announcer. So, once again, thank you all so much. Shout outs to our producer, Watch. I feel the need to shout out my good friend, Sean from school, who helped me connect. Look, the guy connected me.
No, sorry, I've got Isaac in chat. It's funny, don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Do I even want to know? Is the question?
No, don't worry. I love
okay,
you,
well,
Sean. I love you, Sean.
So,
not Sean from school. Sorry, Sean from Ellipse or Sean from somewhere now. He's graduated. It's different. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Sean from something. But either way, like Sean from Smash, the dude is a homie, and the guy hooked me up with this whole thing, or at least the opportunity to just be able to do commentary over in Japan since I'm up all night watching sumo anyway. Congratulations to Asimo making a little bit of champion, a true Ozeki in his own right. And I think that will do it for our coverage of Sumabato 51. So for my co-commentator Artrix, for watching production, I'm Stu the announcer. Thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again, happy smashing.
See you next time, guys.
Yippee!